Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the lunar eclipse that's happening May 16th. This is a very unusual eclipse. Well, first of all, I got to say the eclipse is out of sign from Rahu and Ketu. And some people may not recognize that as an eclipse, but it most essentially is. Anytime we have an eclipse where the sun and the moon are in a different sign from Rahu and Ketu, the only stipulation that makes it an eclipse is the distance. And when it's within 18 degrees, we have either a lunar or solar eclipse. But before I get on with all of this, let me remind everyone, go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and sign up for my free newsletter. With that, you will get all of my wonderful predictions delivered to your email address. And while you're there, don't forget to check out my beautiful jewelry. So let me proceed on talking about this lunar eclipse that will be occurring at 1 degree of Scorpio. Of course, I am working with the sidereal Vedic charts where we have all the planets fall backwards, almost, not quite, 24 degrees in the zodiac falling backwards. So it is 1 degree of Scorpio that the moon is going to be, while the sun is 1 degree of Taurus. Of course, a lunar eclipse is when you have a full moon and they're close to Rahu and Ketu, the poles of the lunar nodes. So while we have Rahu and Ketu, Rahu's at 28 degrees of Aries, Ketu's at 28 degrees of Libra, and we have the sun and the moon at 1 degree of Taurus and Scorpio. So the moon being in Scorpio is actually its sign of debilitation. So it's weaker. This means it can cause problems. And I have to say, with the sun being so close to the fixed star Algol at 1 degree of Taurus, this is very temperamental. What it's actually telling me is that there is someone who is losing it, losing their head, losing their mind, because actually this star, Algol, is said to be about decapitation, but that's literally people that lose their head. But figuratively, it means people that become out of control with their mind, with their emotions. Everything is extremely emotional during this time. And this can deal with something dealing with political leaders and war. Absolutely, this does. Because there's been so many things on and off. I know May is a month of complete change. 1 minute it's good, 1 minute it's crazy, and 1 minute it's out of control. So there is so much to be said when we're in the eclipse season, because between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, we're really intensely in this eclipse season, which predicts extremes on planet Earth, such as earthquakes, tsunamis, things dealing with earth changes, volcanic eruptions, and everything seems to go haywire. Now, Mercury is even retrograde during this time. And with Mercury being retrograde during this time, problems with flights, problems with travel, things will just be so out of control. And I think out of touch, because the dark forces are trying to take over control, but the light is gaining. So much is being revealed by the truth, with Jupiter being in this beautiful sign of Pisces now. It's revealing the truth and the good and the beauty in this world. The dark cannot take over like it's trying to, because it's trying to grab hold of control, because it's losing it. So guess what? We have the moon in this eclipse debilitated in Scorpio, meaning that emotionally people are out of control somewhat. Okay, the moon in Scorpio can be very, very emotional. as you probably are aware with the sign Scorpio, but it's very intense, and it deals a lot with a devotional type quality of being devoted, committed, intense. That's what you're going to see around the world with people's dispositions and how they're feeling about what's been happening. People are finally waking up, as I've been saying. There's so much vision now. But this moon in Scorpio, and it happens to be in the nakshatra called Vishaka. Vishaka is the nakshatra that deals with the triumphal archway, success. It deals with power, success, ambition, and it means a win. So this can possibly mean some big event that's coming through concerning the war on this planet. Probably with the Ukraine war or something to that effect. But I know that emotions are going to be running wild around the time of this lunar eclipse based on the fact that it's in Scorpio. But Vishaka means the undefeated. The undefeated. Think about it. Emotions that will run wild, that will not give up, and will go to be undefeated. Now, another thing I noticed that just happened, this was actually about the 29th of April, is Pluto turned retrograde. And Pluto, of course, is retrograde for approximately 5 months, but just around the portion of time that it's stationing means it's turning directions. So the beginning of the month, there are huge events that are shifting concerning war. Yes, I think this war will be violent as it can be, but we have got to really focus our attention on the positive that's coming out in the world. Like I keep saying, it's completely mixed. There's the good and the bad fighting against each other stronger than ever before. We feel it, we see it, we know it. This is a crazy time on planet Earth. And to make matters worse, Saturn and Mars are in the same sign at the time of this lunar eclipse. So Mars happens to be 29 degrees and Saturn happens to be 0 degrees. They couldn't be further apart in a sign, but they still influence each other. And this is the need for people to come together as a humanity to heal. This is what we're feeling the most out of this planet and what's happening now. The need to heal. And we are. Although it is so chaotic during the time of this eclipse. Now, the beautiful part at this time is we have the Jupiter-Venus conjunction. And Neptune is also in the sign of Pisces. All three are in the sign of Pisces. And of course, Neptune reveals the truth. With Jupiter and Venus being close to Neptune, everything opens like the sky. From a stormy, stormy day, when the sky opens and the sun brightens the planet, that's what's actually happening because we're seeing the light. Now, Rahu and Ketu, Rahu is really, really close to Uranus and it's backing up close to it. And we're going to see events become more and more intense. And I think this lunar eclipse, which lunar eclipses, they deal with the moon. It's a darkening of the moon. It's really revealing something that we didn't know about. Again, one more layer's coming off. It is pretty dark. But we have to see the truth to heal. And by seeing the truth, we're getting closer and closer and closer to a massive healing of all the corruption that's been going on for so long on this planet. Now, I'm believing that there is going to be something's coming to an end during this time, though. With this war, undefeated. Something's coming to an end. Yes, we're going to experience a period after big blow-ups, a peacefulness. But don't get too situated in this, because I'm going to keep you abreast on where the planets are going, because they are indicating something's more to come. The end of July, August through November. This will be the real revelation of truth. We'll get there. We will get there. But this is a time to take a break. Things are going to give us glimpses as to how the future can be. Enjoy while you can. And yes, look and see from this lunar eclipse energy what you can see about your own life that you didn't know, the truth that's revealed to you. This will be very empowering, and above all else, healing. Because like I say, the truth always heals, because then you know what you're looking for. You know what you're working on. What an incredible time period for healing. Use this energy for what it's good for. The Taurus-Scorpio axes are also the axes that deal with finances and money. So the economy is being looked at. A lot of revelations about the economy are being exposed as to what is causing all of the inflation and increases in food production, and most of all with fuel on our planet. This is being reassessed and analyzed, and a lot of truth and a lot of healing will come out of it. We just have to go through this tunnel. We are in the tunnel. We are starting to see the light. Get ready. It will be a better world. I can promise you that. We'll be there before you know it. We had to go through this. But this eclipse, this lunar eclipse, is revealing so much about us all. And with Mercury being still retrograde with this eclipse, realize the governments are trying to impose all these limitations again. The people won't stand for it. This is a time of healing and freedom, and most of all, healing. Look and see during the time of this lunar eclipse what it is you need to be working on to heal and make your life better. In other words, letting go of all the past judgments, all of the conditions from the past that are controlling your future. You are the only one that's limiting yourself right now by allowing your past to control your future. Watch how you react. Watch how you respond to events and stimulus out there in the world, and come to a point where you realize what's caused your behavior to have that reaction. Uncovering this will be monumental for a massive healing in your own personal life. We all have the reasons why we react the way we do. It's always about a past conditioning from this lifetime or others. But it's time to heal it, because it is definitely what's holding you back. And this realization will spread the light in the opening and the realization of who you really are and what you're really here to achieve as a human being. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, or you would like to study with me, first check out my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And if you would like to study Vedic astrology with me, we have new courses coming up this summer. New openings for the university. Check out my University of Vedic Astrology. If you've always wanted to learn astrology, this is the answer. Come join our community of astrologers. Go to University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.